Now, to this fabulous guest I have in the studio with her absolutely brilliant light up the studio smile. She was born in Argentina, moved to Australia, moved to Adelaide when she was 10 and brought up in Australia. Now this is her list of achievements and this is the list of what she does. She's an entrepreneur, she's a teacher, she's a dancer, she's a writer, she's a singer, she's a songwriter. I think she's even a TV producer. She won the 2019 Latin Young Entrepreneur of the Year Award, which is presented by the group called the Council of Australian Latin American Relationships. She has an absolute passion about helping children in particular to achieve their dreams, and she owns the El Ritmo South American Dance Academy right here in Adelaide. And if you'd like to find out more, and if you've got some kids that are keen to learn how to tango, El Ritmo, elritmo.com.au. It's Valeria Alonso. Hello, Val.
Hello, Dave. Wow.
And that's the end of the show. So, your introduction's so long, it's taken us through to the end of the show.
Well, I got a lot to tell you then.
We have a lot to talk about. Thank you so much for coming into Radio Italia Uno on this Friday night to share your life and times and three of your very own songs with the listeners. We'll get to the very first one in a moment. Let's kick off by asking you about the Dance Academy. Tell me about the El Ritmo South American Dance Academy.
Sure. So El Ritmo is in the city. We have classes available for kids aged 2 to 17. So I'm based on 65 Flinders Street, Adelaide, just behind the Baptist Church.
Yes,
Flinders
I know
Baptist Church, just there.
Yep.
So very, very local, very, central. So it started in 2017. The idea was mainly to reconnect kids with the Latin culture, and that's what we do. And that's my passion. I speak Spanish at home and speak Spanish since I was born. So we teach salsa, merengue, tango, samba, and cumbia. So street Latin is very different from Latin and ballroom. So even though I have training in ballroom before, I don't teach that. It's the street Latin. So, if you ever go to Cuba, to Colombia, to Argentina, kids will be able to dance to the songs and music a lot of songs and music are at the moment on the radio in Spanish as well, with Despacito and all that.
Yes.
So, the whole purpose is to get those kids to learn a little bit more of those styles and just dance it.
Now, the problem is, I would love to learn how to tango and merengue and all the other dance steps that you mentioned, but I'm not really a kid. I'm 56.
Well,
so it's not, I can't. You're going to have to teach me privately, aren't you? I can't come to the academy.
Well, no, unfortunately, I just focus on kids, but we can talk about it. That's fine. And, I can give you some tips.
So why kids? Why have you decided to, focus on children? Is it because they're easier to teach, or is it just simply because you have this passion for kids and teaching your culture to them?
Definitely, yes, I have a passion and I love working with kids, but the why comes from, out there, dance is really offered to children, whether it's ballet, hip hop, or, jazz and tap and all that, which is great. I mean, those are really good dance styles to learn. But I saw there was a gap between the dancing is not just the hip hop or the ballet. Dance is also, what we dance, which is the Latin styles. And that wasn't really offered in LA, and it's not offered at the moment, except what I do in the street Latin.
Yep.
And I saw that there was that gap, and I wanted it to help those kids experience those type of styles. So that's why I did it. And when my niece, I always tell this story. My sister's like, when are you going to pay me for it? No, but when my niece was 2 years old, she started dancing to Mark Anthony songs, and she came to me saying, I want to get, Georgia, that's her name, to a dance class, but wanted her to learn dance styles. And there wasn't really anyone offered here in LA offering that. And she goes, why don't you open your academy and then start teaching? You love kids, so you can dance. And I was like, okay, why not? So
It must be really rewarding for you, Val.
Amazing.
Teaching the kids how to do a particular dance and then sitting back and watching them. I'm assuming what they do at the end of each term or at the end of the year, they'll do a big show.
Yeah. Yes.
It must be so rewarding for you.
It's wonderful just to see and the confidence, because a lot of kids come to class very unsure or with that low self-esteem,
Yep.
and just seeing them after just going for it, maybe in the hips and the shoulders, and just understanding, but also talking Spanish, even though, because I work with kids that they don't have Spanish speaking background parents.
I was going to ask you that.
Yeah,
Are we talking about?
We're talking about everyone.
We're talking about kids from all sorts of different backgrounds.
All sorts of different backgrounds, and it's so wonderful for some of the kids to come in class and say hola, or ¿cómo estás? And 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3. They start talking Spanish, and including the kids that they speak Spanish, they teach the other kids Spanish.
Wow.
They say, I speak Spanish, and adelante means forward, because I sometimes tell the kids, I'll come up with things in Spanish anyway, telling them directions and things like that. And it's wonderful just to see that connection that they have with the language.
Kids are like sponges, aren't they? They'll just soak up everything you teach them. And also if the other Spanish background kids are teaching them to speak the language, they'll soak that up as well.
Yes,
Yeah.
yes. And they're not afraid, and they really like to, show the other students, my mom speaks Spanish, I speak Spanish.
Yep.
They feel very proud, and that's wonderful to see.
It's the El Ritmo South American Dance Academy. It's elritmo.com.au.
Correct.
Val's going to be here until at least 8 or until after 8.
Well, there's some food in the radio stations.
Yes. There's a few of the Radio Italia Uno board members who have arrived early for tonight's Fringe show, and they've, as always when they're here, they've brought food.
Of course.
But with any luck, they'll be listening through the speaker system out the back of the radio station, and they might actually bring us in some cheese and some meat and some bread. Who knows? We'll
Who
see.
knows?
Let's play your first song, because you've given me 3 songs to play
Correct.
tonight, and you've been involved in writing them. It's you performing them, and they're all on YouTube, and it's you dancing to them as well. If people want to, over the weekend, check out your moves on YouTube.
Yes,
Let's
that's
play
right.
the first one, and then we'll come back and ask you about it. It's El Ritmo is All You Need.
Hola everybody, let me see you stand up to glow. Feliz tu corazón. Happiness is the mission today. Come with us. We will win the game. Feeling the beats deep in your heart, and bring more lights, your body to shine. Come on and see you jump. Take a ritmo inside your heart. Make a ritmo so complete. Feel a ritmo in your feet. Your ritmo is all you need. Take a ritmo inside your heart. Make a ritmo so complete. Feel a ritmo in your feet. El
internet www.italiauno.com.au. Seguici anche sulla nostra pagina Facebook ed Instagram.
Radio Italia Uno.
And this is Soundtrack of Your Life on a Friday night at Radio Italia Uno, 87.6 FM. I'm David Heath here until 9. Alex Ward is still on his sabbatical, so he can't join us for another couple of Friday nights. He's enjoying himself somewhere on the planet, but he's getting in contact with me every week to provide a couple of songs that he wants me to play for him, which we've been doing. This week it's a double spin. He's actually given me 2 Joe Jackson songs to play, which we'll do after 8 o'clock. And I believe Alex will actually be back on the program on Good Friday, which is Friday, April the 2nd. I'll be doing my show on Good Friday evening, as we always do. And I think Alex is making a big return. I'll have to get a fanfare. I'll probably have to get a band in the studio to play him into the studio. He's getting used to that these days. Valeria Alonso, better known as Val, is here in the studio with me, and we just played her very own song, El Ritmo Is All You Need. Tell me about that song, because you not only sang it, but you wrote it as well.
I wrote it. Yeah, I wrote it 2 years ago. I wrote it back, the feeling when my first ever student left the academy, because like everyone, as kids grow, they find different activities or, hobbies, and that's fine, because adults, we all do the same thing. So when I wrote this song, even though it's a happy song, we were talking about, the melody is very happy. Yes.
We have to admit that you and I were both sort of moving around a bit in the studio because it's happy music.
Yes, exactly right. But I wrote it, for my students.
Yep.
Basically. And the message that the song talks about is really the rhythm. I mean, el ritmo is the rhythm. That's the Spanish translation, right? So, we all have a rhythm. You got a beat, I got a beat. We all can, even though
mine's getting a bit old.
Well, but deep inside your heart.
And the bones and the muscles don't work as well as they used to.
Well, is that well, see, but that's the all coordination and all that. Yes, correct. But we all got it inside our soul. And that is what the song talks about. That doesn't matter if you don't know how to dance, just feel the rhythm. Just feel the rhythm inside your heart, because the song talks about that. And that's all you need. It's all you need. That's all you need. So, we live in a world that sometimes we get really point finger at, saying, no, you can't dance, or I don't know how to dance, or, I'm not good at it. Whereas really, if you don't take that as a judgment, and you just let it be and just feel, oh no, I can move. I can, I'm not going to be a great dancer, but at least I can move. That's what the song talks about. That's all you need.
It's a wonderful philosophy to have, Val.
Yeah.
Do you ever bump into former students who are now adults, but they're still dancing as a result of you teaching them?
As well, not as adults, but older kids, kids, like teenagers now. So they follow me on Instagram, or they follow me, or they keep messaging me on Facebook, and they miss my smile. That's for sure. No, they do. So
I mentioned your smile at the start of the show, and there it is. If people could only see radio. But you'll have to go to Valeria's Facebook page, because I think you're going to post a photograph of you here tonight.
Yeah. It's already up, but might I share it?
How did you get? Now, you opened the academy in 2017.
Yes.
3 years later, along comes COVID. Mm-hmm. How did you manage last year at the height of the lockdowns and the height of the virus?
Like everyone, I think in the arts got hit really hard, and still is. We're still recovering. Very challenging. I had to close, obviously, the classes. We couldn't do face-to-face. I went online just for a little short period, that's all, because kids are very different to adults. There's so much that you can do online as well, keep them active and engaged. So my philosophy was to just stop and just be at the present moment and see what, how everyone sort of went back to it. But I took, I was given the opportunity, and thanks to Channel 44, they gave me a segment to do there, and I was teaching the kids and, showcasing a dance tutorial
What a perfect way
Yes.
to keep the classes for the kids going. And, of course, a lot of the kids would have been trapped at home. They were stuck at home
Yes.
with not much to do because of the lockdown. So you were on Channel 44, Community TV.
Yes, which I
And-
support it.
Absolutely. We love Channel
100%.
44. And you were actually doing your classes that way. They could actually tune into Channel 44 at home and watch you and do it in their own lounge rooms.
Yeah, where I
Yeah.
was doing the dance tutorials. Yeah,
Yeah.
exactly. And they could and they were repeating it for, in the morning and the afternoon as well. So it was great. It was just a way for them to keep active.
Yeah.
And, once again, I sort of had to structure my classes and I went online and I'm still am. And, now I'm on YouTube and YouTube, the YouTube channel, which is El Ritmo TV.
Okay.
If they go in there and subscribe, they will get,
TV.
El Ritmo TV. Every month, there's new content, new dance tutorials and the music clips available and you will see our students dancing as well.
That's where I saw a couple of days ago. I was watching the video clip of the third song you've selected for us this evening,
Salsa Groove.
which is Salsa Groove. But let's play your second one now.
Sure.
This is Hola Adelaide.
Hola, Adelaide.
How did I go with my pronunciation?
Perfecto.
Here's Hola Adelaide.
Hola amiguitos, the day has arrived, ha llegado la hora para pasear. My city, my place, se llama Adelaida, belleza del alma es mi ciudad. Streets son las calles, de bring us more shopping, es con mis amigos para jugar. Ven conmigo, vamos a disfrutar. Loca de autos andando, respecting each other, el petón cruzando. Mi escuela, mi casa, las tiendas, los mares, the bring us the magic es mi ciudad. Hay playas y bosques, museos y parques, hermosos lugares para pasear. Ven conmigo, vamos a disfrutar. Beautiful people and places to enjoy. Juntos tú y yo, together we grow. My city, my place, lugar tan feliz. To grow my dreams to my destiny. Hola amiguitos, vengan a pasear. The magical city is waiting for you. La puerta está abierta, las calles de fiestas. Ven Adelaide en mi corazón.
At Elders Insurance Adelaide East, our mission is to provide outstanding service and superior coverage to each and every one of our clients. With over 30 years of experience, we treat every client with mutual respect and understanding. We'll listen carefully to your specific needs and requirements in order to develop insurance solutions with a level of service and coverage you can't find anywhere else. Elders Insurance Adelaide East is a family-owned and run business with Italian tradition, which is built on honesty, integrity and trust. Make an appointment today and go and see Tony and the team at Elders Insurance Adelaide East, 54 to 56 Kensington Road, Rose Park, or telephone 8364 9477. We're an authorised representative of Elders Insurance Underwriting Agency, Proprietary Limited, Elders Insurance, underwritten by QBE Insurance, Australia Limited.
Hello, I'm Peter Salerno. Please join me on Happy Business Radio every Monday, 2 to 3 p.m. on RadioitaliaUno. We have lots of fun with very interesting guests. We talk about how to start, build and increase your business. Happy Business Radio on Radio Italia Uno 87.6 FM.
Radio Italia Uno.
And this is Soundtrack of Your Life on a Friday night here at Radio Italia Uno. Of course, last weekend of the Fringe, last weekend of the festival. Next week it'll all be very quiet in Adelaide, I imagine. I came to the city earlier this evening on my way to the radio station, and there was a definite buzz. People everywhere, cars everywhere. So I think tonight will be a very busy Fringe night and festival night. And of course, as I mentioned at the top of the program, there's a Fringe show here at the radio station tonight. And as we look through the studio window, Val, we can see all the people arriving, and most of them are coming in with food.
Just food. It's like food, platter after platter, platter.
They're all doing the right thing. They're all QRing when they get here and sanitising their hands, which is all the right. And yes, so it's Franco Perella doing a show here this evening, starting at about 8 o'clock. So in the next hour of the program, if you can hear some music in the background, it'll be Franco doing his show out in the back room here at the radio station. If you know the radio station, you'll know that we've got a big room out the back for parties and functions and dinners, and Franco's out there tonight doing his show. But my guest here in the studio is Valeria Alonso, who is the owner of the El Ritmo South American Dance Academy. Before we went to the break, we played a song called Hola Adelaide. Tell me about that song.
This song talks about Adelaide, it's a Spanglish-English song, so it's a bilingual song. And I've written this song once again because just the passion that I have of our city as well. We've got a beautiful city out here. And there's not really a lot out there in Spanish that talks about Adelaide. So, it goes back because I do have a little book that I've written, which is in my drawer at the moment.
Is there anything that you don't do? You're an author as well.
This creative mind. I'm always creating. Always creating. And, but the song comes from this book that I got a little story about a little boy and, travels around the world, and one of the cities, Adelaide. And when I written the book, I also written a poem. This, obviously, songs are always written as a poem. And I thought, no, this is actually a great song to do and to do for the kids. So the beat, and I guess what you guys were listening to is a samba beat. And we're about to record the music clip next week, and then during school holidays, some of my students are going to be part of the clip as well. So we're going to be recording, and that should come out, and the release will come out after school holidays, hopefully. But
and you're also doing an album, aren't you?
Yes, I'm working on putting together an album. Exactly right.
Well, that'll be our opportunity to invite you back to Radio Italia Uno when your album's ready.
Sure.
Come back and talk about it.
Yes.
But let's talk about your background. You've sort of mentioned that, Adelaide's very special to you. Now, you moved here. You were born in Buenos Aires.
Correct.
And you moved here with your family when you were 10. That's correct?
10. Yes. Do
you have much of a memory of your early life in Argentina?
Oh, yeah, no, for sure. I had a wonderful childhood. I gotta say, my parents still are. They have given us so wonderful opportunities. They really, where they always allow us to do whatever we like to do, So, in Argentina, I did dancing and acting, and I still got my friends from there on Facebook, and we still talk around, and the childhood friends, I still have them. But yes, we decided to come to Australia for a different opportunity in life. When life presents you another opportunity, we just decided to come here. And yes, always been Adelaide, and it's a wonderful city to be in.
So you've been here for around 20 years?
Yeah. Yes, that's correct. Yeah. Yes.
You still have family in Argentina. In fact, you told me off air that unfortunately your grandparents were
they passed
victims
away.
Of the virus.
Yeah. My family got in. Yes, exactly. They were, unfortunately over there in South America as a whole, they're going through a lot of hard times. And sometimes I feel we do live in this bubble here. We don't really know what that whole COVID is really. We do until, over there it's really rough.
Yeah, that's a good point, Val. We don't really have, unless we have lived it, that we've been and visited relatives or whatever it is,
Yes.
we don't really have a concept of how bad
Yes.
it has been in Europe, in South America, in the
Yes.
United States, in the UK.
Yeah.
We hear numbers. We hear huge numbers.
Exactly.
But we're still having our fringe and our festival here, and we're still catching public transport to work, and we're still going to the movies, and we're still going out for dinner, and
Exactly
we're still
right.
going into the office to work.
Yeah. And, of course, what you hear and what we hear through families and friends is very different reality that we live.
Yeah.
So we're very grateful that, we are here, but yeah.
Is your family and friends who are still in Argentina
Yes,
okay?
exactly right. Yeah, they're all okay, thanks God. Yeah, they're all okay. But like I said, you always hear, oh, my friend, or I guess someone had it and they're probably in hospital. That's just the reality that they live up there.
Life will return to
Well,
normal.
in Argentina, they had a whole year without school.
Yeah.
They didn't have school for the whole year last
For a
year.
whole year,
For the
the
whole
kids
year.
didn't go to school.
No, and they had around, I think, more than I don't know exactly the number, but over 160 days in lockdown. I mean, we had a few weeks here.
Yeah.
Just imagine over there. Yeah, I don't know.
Well, there's parts of the world at the moment that are looking at going into
Oh,
a
yeah.
lockdown again. I think parts of
that's
France
right,
went into a
today.
lockdown overnight because they're now looking at a third wave of cases.
Yeah.
So you make a terrific point. Is there much of a
Yes.
Argentinian community here in Adelaide or broader Spanish
is.
community?
Yeah, there is. In terms of Argentinians itself, we do have, but there is a bigger number in Sydney and Melbourne. And I guess my background and been doing the tango, for instance, there's a very big community up there
Yep.
of professional tango dancers as well. Compare here in Adelaide, very bigger festivals, Latin festivals in Sydney and Melbourne. Compare here in Adelaide, but we do have a great number of Latinos here in Adelaide who are doing amazing
Do you
things.
get together?
Yeah.
And eat.
And eat, just like they do in this radio station, which I love it. That's it. Food for us is music.
Yeah.
Is the number one.
Food and music. That's
music.
culturally vital for you, isn't it?
That's it.
Let's play your next song.
Sure.
Which is, now this one's Salsa Groove. Now this one is also there's also
That
a
just came out,
YouTube
a
video.
YouTube video not long ago.
This is pretty recent, this one. Yeah.
Very recent.
Let's play it and we'll come back and ask you about it. This is Val Alonso with Salsa Groove.
Traigo este ritmo para disfrutar. Se le llama salsa y se baila con el corazón. De la trompeta giacamente en salón. Just follow the clave y escucha tú con atención.
Y aquí estamos contando, dice
1, 2, 3. La clave está aquí. 1, 2, 3. Clave with me. 1, 2, 3. Just follow the lead.
Y aquí estamos contando, dice
1, 2, 3. La clave está aquí. 1, 2, 3. Clave with me. 1, 2, 3. Just follow the lead. Come on, everybody. Dance with me esta salsa con tu corazón. Baila, baila, baila. Salsa, salsa, salsa. You got the moves on, let it body disapprove. Kickas y congas. Ven, escucha con
Y aquí
atención.
estamos contando, dice
1, 2, 3. La conga está aquí. 1, 2, 3. Clave with me. 1, 2, 3. Just follow the lead.
Y aquí estamos contando, dice
1, 2, 3. La conga está aquí. 1, 2, 3. shake your pain away. Feel the sound with your happiness, your happiness. Siente el ritmo en tu cuerpo y baila sin parar. Un pasito para adelante y otro para atrás. Muevan toda la cintura, vamos a saltar. Pongan las manos arriba que esta fiesta va a empezar. To the right, then move to your left, and shimmy all out.
Buonasera Restaurant, where you eat Italian style. Come and visit our elegant reception room for weddings, baptisms, family functions, and much more, with a capability of up to 100 people. Eating at Buonasera Restaurant is like immersing ourselves in the all-Italian dream. On Friday and Saturday, lots of music in our piano bar, and you'll taste the fabulous specials of our Maria. At Buonasera Restaurant, fixed price includes 3 courses, dessert and coffee. Bookings 83795647. Buonasera Restaurant, 295 Glen Osmond Road, Glenunga.
Hi, I'm Mark.
And I'm Billy.
And we're proud to be hosting Sports Agenda.
Your views, our opinions, every Saturday, 11 a.m. to 1 p.m.
Solo su Radio Italia Uno, 87.6 FM.
Radio Italia 1. Radio Italia 1. Scarica la nostra app aggiornata sul telefonino o tablet. Radio Italia 1, sempre di più. Seguici anche sulla nostra pagina Facebook ed Instagram.
Radio Italia 1.
And you're listening to Soundtrack of Your Life on Friday night here in Adelaide. Let's have a look. It's currently still 26 degrees outside.
Is that right?
So it's still pretty warm.
Oh.
But I think they have turned the air conditioning on in the radio station because it's feeling a bit cooler in here.
Yeah.
And, of course, more and more people are arriving at the radio station for the Fringe show that starts at 8. With everyone that's walked in has had a platter of food. We
it's
can
like
see
bring your own.
where Val and I are in the studio, there's a big window and you can see all the people arriving near the front door and they've all got these platters of food. It's quite amazing. But it's Franco Perella doing his show, a Fringe show, last weekend at the Fringe, of course, here in Adelaide. And he did one show at the Alta Villa Club, I think, out at Beulah Park. And, of course, he's doing his show tonight here at Radio Italia Uno for the Adelaide Fringe 2021 version. Can't wait for 2022 version because we'll be back to normal and all of our friends from overseas who haven't been able to come to Adelaide for this Fringe will hopefully come back. I mentioned as an example a gentleman by the name of Dan Clues, who is a friend of the show. He's been a guest a couple of times and he runs a production company called Night Owls, and they do a James Taylor show and they do a Dolly Parton show, and they're all tribute shows and they're fantastic. But of course he and his company haven't been able to come out for this year's Fringe simply because they haven't been able to travel from the UK. But let's talk about your song that we just played before the ad break, and that was Salsa Groove. Now some of your kids from your academy are singing with you in that.
That's
and
correct.
They're also dancing. If you go to YouTube and
Yes.
you put in
El
El
Ritmo
TV, you'll see Salsa Groove, and it's all the kids in the background in the
And then
in the video.
everyone dancing.
So
yes.
tell me about that song.
Well, the song Salsa Grooves talks about salsa, as once again you can hear those salsa beats to it. The song teaches really how to dance to the salsa. So, you can
You were
hear
trying
it.
to teach me here in the studio while the song was playing, and I was terrible.
No, you went terrible. There's a bit more work to be done.
Yeah, terrible.
No. But the good thing about, and I guess I'll tell you a little bit about our programs
Yep.
because that's what we do, you know. I mean, you can see myself and the kids, but behind the music, behind those videos, there's a lot of, you know, got a team that works with me to be able to get the child confidence and be able to enjoy it, you know, now the program is like that, where the kid learn a routine, and part of it, they learn a routine for our songs, or they participate on the song as well. So I have some children that they love singing. They're not professional singers, but that's fine, because I'm not, like I said to you before, I'm not looking for, I'm never going to be look for that professional dancer, professional singer to be in the academy. It's really to help the child have an opportunity. And, the song that we did, this was last term, last year. Just at the end of last term, we record the music video, and we went and record the song, and they had a great time. And the kids still now talk about it. When are we doing the next video? When are we doing the next video? You know, they really enjoy it, because once again, it's that experience. It's giving them an opportunity to express themselves through dance in a really fun way, and they're becoming bold and all these, and they really love it.
It's a lovely way to look at it, Val. You're not trying to create champion dancers. You're just trying to provide an opportunity for kids to dance, to have fun, to enjoy themselves, to socialise with other kids.
Exactly.
Maybe learn a little bit of Spanish and achieve what they want to achieve.
Yeah, exactly right. And you know, for some kids, they might not want to be part of the music clip, for instance. So that's fine. You know, I'm not pushing them to be there if they don't want to. But yes, that opportunity for me is huge, because once again, it's connecting them through the culture in a fun way. It's not like someone is, or the parents mainly, are telling them, oh, you gotta learn Spanish, or you gotta learn, you know, speak Spanish. No, they just come and it's through games that they learn the language and the culture.
Your culture is clearly still very important to you.
Very important, because I feel like if we don't really do nothing about it now, our next generation, which are the kids that now are at school, if we're not the inspiration, then they're not going to really do anything about it. Like, we have to showcase that culture more. I always say that we do have great opportunities here, but when it comes to language, we have to do more. And, you know, how wonderful is to have more, like, you know, language theaters and language shows, not just shows, but just language shows as well, whether it's Italian or French or German or Spanish, and really give the child an opportunity to be part of those shows if they study the language.
Now, you've danced competitively. You've done ballroom?
Yes.
But not anymore?
No. I love ballroom. But it's like any art, you know, when you get into the art, you really have to be there 100% to, I guess, my goal back in the day was to compete, and, you know, I wanted it that, but now I changed. Since then I have changed what I wanted it to do in life. But with any art form, you gotta commit yourself. You gotta practice. You know, it's not about being good, but it's just about giving an understanding and giving a go. But with that, if you're not practice, or if you're not do anything about it, you're just never going to.
You practice, so you do a little bit of practice yourself every day?
I do. Yeah. Including with my singing and with the dancing. Always looking, you know, what are the new steps I can teach, and also with my singing, I got my vocal teacher who teaches me and helps, you know, with this instrument that we have, which is the vocal instrument.
Of course.
You know, for me, is a whole new, another area that I'm learning, which is amazing. So yeah, you gotta continue practice and look for improving yourself in other ways, you know. So yeah.
So you've got your dance academy.
Yes.
You sing, and you do your own dancing, and you write songs. There'll be a new video coming up on El Ritmo
after
TV
school
after the school holidays.
Yes.
There's a book sitting in a cupboard at your place, which hopefully will be published at some stage.
Hopefully one day. Yes.
And there'll be an album at
Yes,
some stage.
that's what we're looking.
Are you enjoying the process of
I'm enjoying that.
making an album?
Yes. And behind the songs, I gotta say, and I gotta mention, I got my composer, producer and director who directs the videos. His name is Juan Munoz, and he's Colombian. Amazing artist. He's obviously as well, he's got his own band as part of the Fringe. But I love working with creative people, and it's just amazing just to give that opportunities as well with kids and kids working with professionals within the industry. And that's important that kids also get a chance to meet other professionals in the industry and be able to inspire them. And with Juan, we do that.
Are you thinking about your future, or are you thinking just about today at the moment? I mean, there's book, album, a dance academy, teaching kids. There's a lot on your agenda. But are you thinking about what's next for Valeria Alonso?
As an artist?
As an artist, as a teacher?
Yeah. I'm always working on that. But what is next for me is, an online program that I'm developing at the moment, because I think once again, what I'm doing, it can't just stay in LA. I think it should definitely go to the world and give the opportunity to other kids around the world to be part of a Ritmo. And yes, we are developing an online program, but as an artist, it's always every day, continue improving myself and just, learn from others,
exactly.
which I love it.
Well, even I was saying to somebody at work today, I love the fact that I still learn. At my age, I find something to learn every day.
Yes.
And I love that continuing process of learning. What's the first thing you'll do, once we're all vaccinated and we can travel overseas again? Will you and your husband jump on a plane and go straight to Argentina to visit family and friends?
Yes, much need to. Yeah, we miss it. We miss it. Internet can give you obviously the access to see them face to face. But you definitely miss going back home and just be there and enjoy the food and the dance.
You're going to have to invite me around. Do you cook?
Yeah, I like cooking.
All right, you're going to have to invite me around for a meal once, so I can.
Sure.
I don't think I've ever experienced or tasted Argentinian food.
Oh, you're missing out.
I probably am. You're going to have to invite me around for a meal one of these days.
Definitely.
It's been an absolute joy having you in the studio. Thank you so much for coming in on a Friday night to Radio Italia Uno to share some of your music and to share your story and to share your passion.
Thank you, Dave.
It's been an absolute joy. Open invitation. When the album's done, come back.
Sure.
And we'll talk about the album and we'll talk about what you're up to and we'll play some of the tracks. But thank you for tonight.
Thank you.
Now, you've got three options now. You can either go home and rest up because I know you've got classes tomorrow morning, or you could stay here in the studio and continue to co-host Soundtrack of Your Life with me because I'm playing some cool music in the second half of the show, or you could pop your head down to the big room at the back of the radio station and watch the show. Watch Franco Parella's show. You've got three options.
Amazing. All right. Okay.
I suspect you might go home and get some rest because you've got classes tomorrow morning.
I think so. In early morning. But I do want to say thank you so much for the invitation. And to anyone listening out there, check it out at ritmo.com.au.
Yes.
Children are invited to come for a free trial. Any parents who would like the child to come for experience of the Latin music and dance, jump on the Ritmo and get in contact.
That's the best way to get in contact with you at the Dance Academy is go to elritmo, elritmo.com.au, elritmo.com.au. It's a fabulous website. That's the best way to get in contact with Val. There's more information about Val on the website as well. If your kids are keen to learn how to salsa or tango, elritmo.com.au.
Exactly.
Thank you.
Thank you.
And look, we will see you again in the studio very soon.
Very soon.
Thank you, Val.
Thanks, David.
Here's the 8 o'clock news. After 8 o'clock, of course, Alex Ward's selections for us to play this Friday night on Soundtrack of Your Life.
Radio Italia 1.